nothing without your little helpers. I nearly had your boy, didn't I? What's the matter? Got you back.
Your choice, Cobblepot. GCPD or the...
Empty threats, Batman. We all know you don't kill.
I'm not feeling myself tonight.
Well, I'm sure you will. You're better tomorrow. Good night, kid. One mistake.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Batman Arkham Knight. In another special edition, I somehow didn't record the audio for this. Actually, what happened was my hard drive filled up, because I wasn't keeping track of that, so you get to hear me recording my voice after the fact. As we turn in Oswald Cobblepot.
Move, Cobblepot.
Keep your cape on, I'm coming.
Hey, boss,
He'll never learn, will
We're
he?
all back together. Hey, it hasn't been the same without you.
See that, Batman? That's loyalty.
You must be proud.
There you are. Batman has the Bat family,
I could've
Penguin
told
has the
Scarecrow
Penguin
a long
family.
time ago that getting you involved in all this was a big mistake.
Watch your mouth, Oswald. We're on the same side of the bars now.
I love that. I wonder if the dialogue would have been different if I got...
Underneath that short, fat, hideous exterior, there's an ickle-fishy teddy bear waiting to get out.
Man, I'm kind of wondering if I got Cobblepot first, if that would have changed how the dialogue worked. It probably would have just been Cobblepot mocking Two-Face instead. Bunch of psychos there, let me tell you. Alright, so what was I doing here? Oh, I think I was trying to talk to Penguin, but he's probably going to move into a position where we can actually talk to him at some point after we leave, since I believe that's how it was with the others. Alright, how long does it take me to... I think... What was I doing here? Trying to see if I could find Gordon? Apparently I couldn't make up my mind where I wanted to
Josh
go.
spoke to Owens. Broke the news to him about the diner. Killing those people. It hit him hard. I don't know what to say to him.
That does hurt.
None of us do. I told him it's not his fault, but he won't believe it.
Well, there's
How do
the
I
poor
look at
guy
myself in the
himself.
mirror? Huh? Tell me. They said I can't blame myself. But what am I supposed to do? There had to be some part inside of me. Some part that could have stopped it. But I didn't. They told me what I did in the diner. I threw up. I've never shot anyone in my life.
Oh, that poor guy. I hope his kind of story that's unfolding in the background here doesn't turn into some kind of
I won't argue with that.
eventual suicide. They were, of course, talking about the wreck gun. Okay, so we're back. That's about the point where the computer, or my computer, told me that I was running out of space on my hard drive, and I more or less ignored it and kept going, assuming that the recording would carry on. But no, everything that I had already recorded ended up disappearing, and everything that was going after that disappeared. Which is a bit unfortunate, but I don't know, maybe recording my commentary in post-production will end up being better than if I was doing it off the cuff.
GCPD will
Of course,
to spot a firefighter being held hostage at the Founders Island lighthouse. Plan your attack, Master Bruce. The captors look to be armed.
of course, what I really want to do as a YouTube commentator, is be able to keep that continuous stream of consciousness kind of talking while I'm actually playing the game. It's a lot easier when I'm just kind of sitting here watching the screen. Oh, there's a Riddler informant here. And I apparently felt the need to shoot that car. Alright, let's take that guy out. Come on now. Look out! Alright, there we go. That'll take care of that. And the interrogation can begin.
Riddler, tell me everything.
I'm asking nicely.
This is all I know.
Thanks.
But yeah, it is so much easier to be able to commentate and just talk when I don't also have a controller in my hand trying to keep the game playing. But it's not... I guess it's just something I have to work on. Eventually I'll get really good at just chatting and talking and saying words that are strung together in some semi-coherent order. And I'll be able to do that while actually playing the game. And here's another Riddler trophy. Do I pause the game so we can actually see? Oh, yep, there we are. Just so we can get a good idea of where it is. I'm trying to remember to make sure I do that. I'm pretty sure there's at least a couple trophies that I haven't stopped to do that for. In some cases I figured there was no need because you pretty much walk right by them as part of the story. When you're in like interior areas where there's close confines and semi-linear or strictly linear corridors. I think I was concerned for a second there that the door might slam shut and trap me inside. I don't really know why I would have thought that, but it's not beyond the Riddler, and that would have created some kind of interesting... sorry. Some sort of interesting dual-part riddle there, where you get... I'm pretty sure there was a riddle like that in Arkham City, where you pick the trophy up, and then you get locked inside and have to unlock yourself or something. Actually, there were a couple like that. I remember getting horribly killed by... Oh, and here's one of those... I think this is a Batmobile challenge. And I'm just going to look up what the unlock requirements are, because I'm pretty interested in seeing what these are. I'm going to save most of these challenges, I think, once we beat the story and do all the other things. If there's interest, I'll start another series with its own little playlist and everything. Just to cover getting all these done. I mean, some of the racing ones, especially... Oh, that's coming in really loud in my left ear for some reason. Really high-pitched click every time I change. But anyway, once I'm just going through all of these right now, but once we beat the game, we'll take care of all these challenge maps and stuff. And, yeah, the Riddler ones are... I think I said this on camera at some point. I don't know if I'm going to do those ones on camera, the Riddler race courses, because I feel that might just be frustrating for me, basically. But I might record them anyway. Probably just the successful run, rather than all the crashes and horrible cursing and rage-inducing and pulling my hair out and so forth. Since I don't think anyone really wants to see that. It might be hilarious for the first couple minutes, but then it'll just become very, very sad. Okay. Now, let's see here. Free of 18, free of 12. Is that the number of stars available, or is that the number of challenges, I'm wondering? Because to some degree, I feel like there's less challenges in the game than in previous games, but maybe I'm completely off on that. Actually, I probably am completely off. Yeah. And I just ate, and I probably should have grabbed a glass of water before starting this commentary, since my throat is feeling a little tight for whatever reason. So, I'll try to make do regardless. And it looks like we're going to try rescuing another fireman. Though I think I get sidetracked trying to take out those helicopters before realizing that I can't, because there's actually people inside them, and the most I can do is just temporarily turn off their searchlights. Again, sorry,
Hear about
excuse me.
the guy working with Scarecrow?
Right.
Bad case of bad envy.
Oh, there's a Riddler trophy. I'm not sure if I actually noticed that when we were flying by. And there's a Riddler trophy here. Yeah, I'm almost certain I didn't notice the other Riddler trophy that's directly above the one we're picking up right now. No, maybe I did. I mean, I looked right at it. I'll remember it now, at least. That's the important thing. I did, good sir. And Ace Chemicals is still burnt. What am I? Oh, I'm looking for the firefighter because I wasn't paying attention when Alfred said at the lighthouse. Of course, it is a bit of a way, or the mini-map marker for that does show a completely different location.
I swear.
Really? You swear?
Yes.
Cross your heart and hope to die?
Please.
What do you say? You think he means it?
I don't know. He's pretty desperate. He might be lying. I'm not.
You see, we ain't known you that long, and we don't know if we can trust you, so we need something.
A guarantee.
Like a down payment.
I don't have any money.
We weren't thinking money.
We were thinking body parts.
What?
Oh, watch this. These guys think they're so tough, but they're not. Because I'm Batman. And they're just a bunch of cowardly and superstitious thugs. Alright, time to make these guys cry for mommy. Alright. Ugh, my throat is really, I guess, scratching. It's not cooperating with me and commentating this evening, it seems. Come on, we can do it. Just turn around. I think that's what I'm waiting for. There we go. Perfect. And he somehow didn't notice us, because I assume that gas mask that he's wearing hit his peripheral vision. But it's kind of sad. All these thugs think that wearing those gas masks will keep them safe, but the fear toxin absorbs through the skin, so they're doomed. Utterly, utterly doomed. Here I am, just trying to figure out where I want to go. Also, as a note, I don't think we get it, but there is a Riddler trophy in the lighthouse itself, somewhere, or on it. In it or on it, I didn't actually check, and I'm pretty sure I don't come back for it, since I'm also thinking that we're going to wait until we finish the game before hunting down the Riddler trophies, so we can go face Mecha Riddler. Also, spread that around. If that's not actually the official name, he's Mecha Riddler now. Let's see if we can spread that across the internet and make that his official, unofficial name. Because I think that sounds cool. Hopefully you guys think that sounds cool. We can maybe give the Riddler a bit of street cred. If he indeed needs such a thing. Alright, just taking a look around here, making sure there's no one who's going to possibly ruin... And down we go. That's gotta hurt. We knocked him down a flight of stairs, and then... Oh, that guy either didn't hear us, or he's too afraid to react. Either way, I feel bad for him. It's hilarious, though. They were all tough, and they're teasing that fireman, and just planning to do horrible things to him. And then we show up. And we make them wish they were never born. They're probably never going to be walking again, at least not at full capacity. As I've said before, this is a reason why your petty street thug prefers Superman to Batman.
Batman. God, it's really you.
I need you to stay calm and concentrate. Firefly was the arsonist your crew has spent the last few weeks tracking.
Firefly? You sure?
I haven't seen police records, but I suspect there was never a sign of forced entry.
State-of-the-art alarm systems, automated response, it was always neutralized. Whoever it was, they were one step ahead of us the whole time. Even had the chief spooked. You found him?
Don't worry, I'll find the chief. A GCPD officer is en route to pick you up.
Or for that matter, criminals probably prefer dealing with Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, just about any powered superhero, because they can pretty much just look... Oh, there's the Riddler trophy. I guess we did get it. Anyway, but any powered superhero, because they can pretty much just pick up these petty street thugs and then carry them to jail. Batman sends them to the ER first. Yes. Alright, so what was I planning on doing next? I think I made this whole episode,
Our crew to die.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what I was doing there was just seeing if I'd get another little pop-up showing where the next one was, but I'm gonna have to actually fly around the city and listen for them, basically. But I think I pretty much spent this whole episode just doing little side quest type things, clearing those little guns on the sides of buildings, and taking out those serpent drones, and dismantling the militia checkpoints and all that good stuff. Just because... Alright, I'm not sure if I first mentioned it in this episode, or if I've already mentioned it. I don't always listen quite so closely to my own videos sometimes, while editing. But I'm getting the feeling that just the way things are going, we're probably approaching... Am I apparently trying to turn that off now? And apparently trying to figure... But yeah, I figure that we're approaching an end point in the game, or at least a point where the action is really going to reach its head, and then everything from there on is just wrapping things up. So I feel might as well get as many side quests out of the way beforehand, because for whatever reason I prefer doing all the side quests before I finish the game, or a game, rather than after, just because I...
Bigger, isn't it? That's it? You know, if I was a billionaire, I'd build a tower or a plaza. And I think I'd be happy. Why's he gotta have both? Beats me. Still.
Because I'm Bruce Wayne, that's why. Oh, also, here's Never Riddler coming up.
Batman, you have solved over 20% of my riddles. Congratulations! 20%? Unfortunately, you've now reached what I call the stupidity threshold. In layman's terms, my little layman, they were the easy ones.
Also, as awesome as this game is, I really hope... I know Rocksteady said this is going to be their last Arkham game, and maybe they're telling the truth, or maybe they'll end up coming back for another one at some point. But if this is their final game, I'm assuming it's going to be Warner Bros. Montreal who gets to make the next Arkham game. Or whoever ends up doing it, because inevitably there's going to be another Arkham game, probably. Or at least another Batman game in a similar vein. Maybe it's time to retire the Arkham name and change it to something else, like, get it, just Batman Gotham? Since I think we're almost at a point, we've pretty much got all of Gotham here, but I would really like just one game where you have the whole city, every single area. The region from, all the areas from Origins, City, the Asylum, that mainland that's always off the distance. I want to be able to walk in Wayne Manor. And go down, you know, in the hidden door behind the clock, and go straight into the Batcave, and then take the Batplane, or the Batmobile, or the Batboat, or the Batcycle, or any Bat-related gear, really, because Bruce Wayne, Batman, he has all the Bat vehicles you could possibly imagine, and like 50 different variations of each. And this game is pretty much, well, I say this about every Arkham game that's come out, pretty much, that this game is pretty much the ultimate Batman experience. And each one of these games is essentially the ultimate Batman experience. They just, because they keep upgrading things every single time. The stakes keep going up, the scope keeps going up, and yet somehow that detail, that authenticity of being Batman manages to stay here. Also, I apparently did an actual... Oh, I got a perfect free flow and wasn't hit. Wow. I can't believe I managed to pull that off. Because I was commentating during this, because I hadn't yet realized that I wasn't actually recording my own voice. So, I am shocked. I probably wasn't saying anything in the recording, and that's why. Or I just got lucky. But anyway. Yeah. So as I was saying, every Batman game, or at least in the Arkham franchise, I felt is pretty much the ultimate Batman experience. And they keep building on that. But I always want more. I'm always happy with what I've got in each Arkham game, but I always want more. Because there's always more. You can't... You can never have too much Batman. Now, I should probably save some of this commentary for the end of the game, since during the credits, I'll probably want to have some kind of wrap-up, review, sort of dialogue, so... I already have in mind some things I want to discuss. A few criticisms, not too many. A few, well, I've got all kinds of praise, but the more important thing is probably the criticisms, isn't it? So that a better game can be made next time. Because there can always be a better game. This is a great game, but we can always strive for better. Because if we don't strive for better, then we just end up with a yearly rehashed franchise. And who wants that? Well, apparently a lot of people want that, because there's certain franchises, which shall not be named here, that are pumped out year after year, and despite people complaining about how they're just rehashes, these games somehow still sell millions of copies, so obviously, despite people complaining, people still enjoy them, so maybe who am I to... There goes my voice again. So who am I to complain there? I guess all I'm saying is I love seeing innovation in the series. And so far, every Arkham game has a new layer to it that builds and refines what we've already seen. And apparently these guys decided, instead of running me over, or attempting to, which probably would have been the smarter choice, basically having the mild advantage of being inside a car, they decide to get out of their car. Nope. And my voice continues to fail on me. And I continue... Apparently that one really good fight I had earlier is not to last, since... Of course, then again, these guys with guns came out of nowhere and had to ruin everything. Oh, God, did you see that? I broke that guy's arm. I didn't even notice that. You see, while playing, I go into this sort of state where I don't actually see what I'm doing, if that makes any sense. So, watching this combat,
and then I get mad.
I'll talk. God, I'll talk.
Being able to see it myself from, I guess, a more objective, distant perspective, it is really awesome watching fights in this game. Especially when it's done really well. To be honest, I don't think I've done really well for most of these fights. Though when I do really well, it's impressive. I mean, even when I don't do well, the game is so awesome that it makes me look impressive, somewhat, even if I'm utterly terrible. And I also notice there's a mine there. I don't know if I noticed that while I was dropping down here, but there is a mine, and we may want to do something about said mine. But I actually think I wrap up the game around this point. Or wrap up the episode around this point. It also occurs to me that by the time you guys see this, I might have beaten the game by the time you guys see this. I don't know. Because I just haven't stopped playing. It's crazy, really. I'm going to blame the fact that this game has no manual saving, which kind of creates this scenario where I lose track of time really easily. And when I lose track of time, I just kind of keep going. Even as I see the episodes, just all the unedited footage piling up, I just keep going. Wow, I really, really liking this. I'm also thinking, at some point, I should be able to reach a point where I could be doing what we're watching right here while actually talking. And look at that. That's my goal, at least. I want to get to the really professional level of commentary that I've often seen in many of the YouTubers I watch myself. Where they seem to... Like, I'm really envious of people who can do this, where they're playing, and they're talking, and they're carrying these really lively, animated conversations, and they're doing both at the same time. It's pretty awesome. I assume it just comes with practice, but who knows. Also, looks like I'm wrapping this episode up, so thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really does mean a lot. I say that every time, of course, but I do mean that, and I'll see you guys next time.